Hi everybody, this is Miss Murphy, and I am going over your directions for your next assignment, which is your progress for your personal mantra design. And by progress grade, that means that you have to get finished or complete the first part of your personal mantra, which is writing out your words and your fonts, choosing your fonts for your final mantra design on your final paper, which should be 8.5 by 11 or 9 by 12. Sketchbook size paper is fine. And what you should have is a ruler and your pencil, of course. You do not need to add any other mediums unless you are doing the watercolor background wash, which I demonstrated in the previous video. So for your personal mantra design, you are adding your words to your paper, but you want to make sure that you are planning well so that you're using the space. One thing that we practiced in the previous sketch was planning out where you were going to place your letters by using a ruler and also measuring out the middle of your paper. And the other part that we talked about was circling any words that you think you might be emphasizing or making larger on your paper. So I did that in my sketch, and now what I'm going to do for my final drawing here is pretty much the same thing except make it larger on my paper. A couple things that I already did was I measured my line down the center of my paper. Since my paper's 9 inches, the middle is 4.5. And then I also planned out where each word was going to be placed before I even started drawing them. Once I created a line, an underline for each word, then my next step was for each word that I created was to make sure that I center my word by putting the middle letter in that middle line. So for example, with the word think, I have 2 letters on the outside, 1 letter in the middle, 2 letters on the outside. So count the letters, and that will help you along the way in terms of figuring out where to put the middle of your word, just like in this one. And now for my last one, for my quote, think positive, be positive. I wanted this lettering to be bigger. And now I'm going to sketch in my very last word, and I decided to make the larger letter here P because I want to emphasize this word. So I want my last lettering. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say was I measured to make sure that the lettering all matches up on the top. So I actually created a few lines here to help me along. So now I'm going to add and apply my next letters, and I'm going to sketch that in lightly. Remember, I already found the middle. I'm making this a little bit bigger than what I had up there. And so I'm just going to sketch it in lightly, knowing that I can always go back and fix. And I will say that I messed up on here, and because I drew lightly, I was able to go back in and actually fix my fonts and rescale it, and readjust it is what I should say. So I fixed that up, and now I'm going to add this. I want this to be bigger. I want my S to be a little bit bigger here. So I'm just going to add another letter here. My O. And then to balance it out, I'm adding my large scale P, which I want that to be kind of a little bit larger here. So this is just to show you the basic idea of what you should be doing for your next steps, and keeping in mind that you want to make this, you don't want your fonts to be too small on the paper. You want to think about, can you see it from a distance? And also you want to use the compositional space well. Leave some room for any designs that you are going to do, any decorative elements that you're going to add, and just remember to really draw it lightly, because like I said, I had to go back in, and sometimes I even take my ruler in afterwards to make sure that my letters line up. So all you need for your next step is just to sketch everything out in pencil, and that's all I need to see for your first progress grade on your mantra design, and good luck with that step.